on Monday, Columbus Day.
Columbus Day.
DJ's Roofing. When it comes to your roofing, they have got you covered. Visit DJRoofing.com. I'm Jim Price.
Good to see y'all.
A conversation with the original real estate market, with tips for buyers and sellers. Your hosts, Remax Results, Darren Ebert, and President.
Hey, folks, welcome back to your Frederick Real Estate Update. Hi, I'm Darren Ahern with Remax Results, bringing you over 21 years experience in the Maryland and the PA region. Hope you're enjoying the beautiful, cool, crisp fall weather and all the aurora borealis stuff we got to see in Maryland here that I don't even know the last time we got to see a light show like that the other night. It was amazing. And don't forget, today is Kellerfest weekend up in Thurmont. Traffic was crazy. If you're on Route 15 and mad, there is no wreck. It is 25,000 people heading to Colorfest in Thurmont. It's going to be a beautiful time. That's up where I live, and that's why we leave when it's Colorfest time, because it's crazy. So, all right, we're going to get right into real estate. Terry is on his way into the studio. He'll be here in a minute because he was coming from Montgomery County fighting all that crazy Colorfest traffic also, and he'll be in just a minute. So I'm going to start on the numbers right here. Here we go. Inventory 457. We are up 10 houses from last week. Everybody wants to know, when are we going to break 500? Well, if we're going up 10 houses every week with inventory, I would say in the next 4 weeks. So by the time we're eating Thanksgiving turkey, we're going to have over 500 homes for sale. Coming soon, 63 active homes on the market, 457 as I mentioned. All resale homes are 349 of those. 30 days average on the market. The higher end price range, I've had a couple listings this week in the $700,000 and $800,000 range. Those are averaging about 40 to 42 days on the market. The median price is $495, average is $549 with all. Resale single family homes, 211 of those with 38 days in the market, $600,000 median and $711 per average price. Resale townhouse condos, 138 of them are for sale with 19 days on the market, $400 median price with a $416 average. New construction, 108. 61 single family homes are for sale that are brand new in Frederick County with $795 median price, $883 average price. Can you believe it? That's crazy. 47 townhouses at a $509 median and a $506 to $509 also average price tag range. Under contracts, 446 homes under contract right now in the county, 173 brand new builds and 273 resales. The resale average time, 20 days on the market with $475 price, $512 average. New single family homes, 59 of those under contract at $725. 114 townhouse condos at $473. Sold in the last 30 days, 293. We are struggling to get over that 300 marker. 257 resales, 9 days median average price on market, time on market. 507 average. Single family homes, 147 with a 594 average, and townhouses 110 with a 389. All new solds. We had 36 in the last month, 11 single family homes at 887 and 25 townhouses at 474, which brings us down to the bottom of the funnel that everyone loves, including Mr. Terry Kernan from President of Bank Mortgage. 99.6% sold to list average price ratios. So there are the hot numbers off the press. Terry, I told everybody we're up to 457 homes on the market rather than 447. We're up 10. Not a big deal whatsoever. So that's the inventory news right there.
Okay, so it's
creeping.
Numbers going up.
Yeah,
and I'm sorry I was late.
That's all right. Hey, Colorfest, you like that? You like that
yeah,
Colorfest traffic, don't you?
I mean, it's real. I literally had to get off of 270.
Yep.
Because it was bumper to bumper.
Oh yeah.
I had to get off, and there was no accidents. It was just.
Imagine if there was an accident with Colorfest at the same time, boys and girls. That would just put us back to DC traffic. So
yeah, almost took me an hour to get here.
I know, it's crazy. It's just how it is. Tomorrow won't be as bad, but today at Colorfest is absolutely, totally, completely cranked up. So, all right, mortgage world. What is happening in the mortgage world?
The big topic is rates. And if I get the question once, I get it 100 times. Why are rates going up? All these people that were like, on board to, start looking again, on board to refinance, on board to be patient. That's my advice. Be patient. I've talked about this on the last two shows, but this week was big week with numbers. What did we have? We had the CPI, the Consumer Price Index, and the PPI. And the Consumer Price Index came in a hair above what they thought it was going to be. It came in at 0.2%, but year over year, inflation actually dropped because of the number that was, what's going on in the last 12 months. So the number actually dropped. So the Consumer Price Index shows that inflation is still coming down, but they didn't like the number. The market didn't like that number of the 0.2%. So we said, well, let's see what the PPI, the Producer Price Index, and this is what the producers, make. And basically that remained flat. So even though that was good news, people were still a little hesitant. So rates are not coming down right now. And it's going to be kind of a wait and see. Now, the Fed does not meet before the election.
Right.
So all their rate cutting and everything is done. And I think that we'll see a recovery in the rates. But, they've gone from, 5.5 on a VA, FHA up to 6% pretty quickly since they started cutting. So I'm not too worried. Rates will come down. If you have to wait another couple months to refinance, it's okay. It's okay. Just remain calm and let's wait until it's the right time.
There you go. There you go. So there's the big update with that, the numbers and all that. So Terry, check this out. One of the things we're going to have to share a little bit today, but one of the things somebody asked me is affordability. There's only 5 homes in Frederick County under $200,000. 3 of them are tear downs. 2 of them are condos on Key Parkway. $195,000 and $199,000, if you can believe that. That's basically the lowest affordability of the whole entire county. I think like the cheapest, the single family home was like $272 or $270 or something that was in good shape. But there was one in Brunswick that was like for $219,900 or something that wasn't too bad, a pretty good fixer upper. And I was like, I was sending that to all my investors saying, you want to buy this? Trust me, this is a good deal. If I had the money, I'd be all over it. It probably is not even going to last through the weekend. They're going to get multiple bids and all that crazy stuff. I guarantee it. So yeah, we keeping an eye on all that kind of stuff like that. Terry, one of the other numbers I saw this week, I've been listening to some other podcasts and things, really good information. Since 2019, we've had 30 million homes sell since 2019. And this year we're on track. We're not going to meet, this is definitely lower volume. It keeps going down. And then we're on track for about 4.4 million transactions rather than 5 million. So believe it or not, we could see about 600,000 transactions, homes sold this year since last year a little bit, because it's just a continuing slowdown of everything like that. But for 2025, though, all of us hope that we're going to be above 5 million homes that will be sold. So that was some interesting numbers as far as that's concerned. So the other thing I wanted to double mention is it is true. We're now at 30 days. We were at 29. So Kenny McLean said all year long, we've been averaging 30 days or less for homes on the time on the market. But like I said, the higher price range, we are into the 40+ day mark. I was over in Tuscarora Creek the other day, yesterday listing, and basically about a $750,000 type home, $700,000 in that range. And I was giving them a lot of updates because they really didn't have a lot of ideas. They said there's just so much news out there, and they were really confused about some of the data points and different things like that. So I was able to give them a lot of stuff in real time. So really good. All right. So we were also talking about condo stuff, Terry, last program, and how most things are really flat, higher end stuff coming down just a tiny bit. But the biggest thing is, real quick, I want to touch on is the condo stuff. Why are condos flat or going down? And the biggest thing is because the increase of condo fees have gone up 27% on an average in Frederick County in the last 3 years. Other parts of the country, it's even higher, like Florida and all that. They've been decimated. Florida is just decimated, like 50%, double the condo fees, the insurances, and when you wrap it all together, it just decimates demand and the actual prices. And so I'm actually kind of surprised we haven't seen condo prices plummet. But one of the things I thought that was really strange is location. We know is important for real estate. But when it comes to condos, the biggest thing was like if I had an elevator in it or not. That was a $35,000 difference. So Glen Echo over there near Whittier, those two sets of condo units versus say Spring Ridge and a few other places, those all have elevators in them. So I was looking at what they've been selling at versus like Spring Ridge, that the units that don't have like on Sweetwater Terrace that don't have elevators. And it's true. They were like $35,000 to $40,000 difference in price range on the base, same square footage, 2-bedroom, 2-bath condos. I thought that was really cool. I'm like, yeah, that makes good sense. Like when you're listing a condo or you live in one, how valuable that thing is. It's almost like parking in downtown Frederick. If you have a parking place designated, deeded in downtown Frederick, that is now worth $60,000, Your Honor. And if you don't have a parking place, you're dead. That's a hard dang place to sell at this point. Ain't impossible, but you are going to take a hit in your value. So that's why in the last 10, 20 years, I've always said, if you can buy parking in downtown Frederick, buy all of it. My God, it's so premium. Condo, the location of it, first, second, and third floor can be a difference of up to 9.5% in value. So if you're on the middle floor, nobody wants to be sandwiched in the middle in a condo. That value is 9.5% less than a top unit, and the difference between a bottom first level unit as well. First level units aren't as high a price because some people think about the safety factor. Somebody can break in, it's on ground level. So obviously the best location in a condo is an elevator unit on the top floor. You're going to get the premium price tag for your condo.
Yeah, and this is all information that Kenny McLean covered with us at the luncheon, at the Realtor luncheon almost 2 weeks ago. And the condo just makes so much sense because, you know, I thought it was so interesting that the middle floor is like 10% less. Or 10%.
Oh, it's stupid. 9.5%. Yeah. Like, wow.
And the elevator, but I think about it, and, you know, Mary Sue and I are probably, you know, working our way to someday, you know, getting a condo or being a condo. First thing I look at is what floor is it on?
Yep.
Second thing I look at is
what's the view?
Well, yeah, what's the view? But really, I look at elevator.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the number one thing. If I don't want to be running up to the third floor, you know, I just can't do that anymore, like I used to. So yeah, very, very interesting. And then let's talk a little bit about the condo fees. Why they're doubling? People are like, why? Bottom line is that the reserves.
Yeah,
it's all about the reserves. So once the reserves get built up, there will be an opportunity for condo fees to readjust and stop going up. But until that happens, you're going to see an increase in condo fees. One thing that you always see at the beach is the condo associations are run by the owners, right? So especially in resort areas, this is my second home. This is not something that I want to put any extra money into. So when the condos fees go up, it really, really hurts at the beach, at the, you know, at the mountains, the ski resorts, anywhere it's a second home, you know, Deep Creek, anything like that, that makes a big difference as well. So yes, if you're looking at a condo, you got to make sure, is there a special assessment coming? Are you raising condo fees? So, and you can't hide those things.
Nope, and they ain't going down. Somebody says, is my condo fee going to go down? I don't think so. Hell will freeze over first. So, all right, Terry, here's the big question for you this week. This is a perfect week for it because we finally up in the mountains. We got the 41 degrees. I love it. It's amazing. The black bears are coming and sipping all my coffee with me, and all the deer and the leaves are changing. It's so pretty up by Camp David up in the mountain where I live. But here's the thing. How do you get your home ready for the wintertime? So, Terry, what are the steps what do you think are the most important things people should do right now before we get to the freezing point mark and possibly see some snow? And my prediction is we're going to have a blizzard this winter. If they're getting hurricanes in Florida, we're getting a blizzard this year. I want my 3-foot blizzard. I want the National Guard. I want Mike Siddell to show up in Thurmont. I want Jim Cantori and the Weather Channel there.
Yeah. So, so the first thing that I do is turn off the water outside.
Yep.
Just do that. Just turn it off because before it's too late. So that's my number one thing.
Yep, that's what I got down there. First thing, turn off those hot water bibs, the bibs, let them drain out. Make sure they drain out. You should have a frost freeze kind. If you don't, you should consider switching one of those up. Most of the new homes have them, Terry, but every so often I find older homes that, I don't know, they don't last if you don't have one really. But and if this is a big thing, Terry, if it's under a crawl space, if you have a single family home or what have you, or a mobile home or whatever you got, and there's like a crawl space under there, make sure double check and see if you are able to put on the electric heat tape kind of stuff that you can wrap the pipes up with. And then when it's under 32 degrees, you want to try to activate that and make sure they're on. But make sure it's dry and safe. Make sure the electric. Oh, make sure that you have a GFI plug and a receptacle that is heat tapes put into as well, so that it can trip if there was any moisture or any problems that leak out and stuff like that. So that's a big safety issue, but that can save your pipes. Mine are all on the inside and everything like that, so I've never had a problem. But I have had clients very upset. Once a plumber and they got water and they forgot, and all of a sudden. So double check those. Do those now. And make sure you take your hoses off and drain those out and all that. So windows and doors, seal. Make sure they're checked out for drafts and things like that. That's really important. It can save you $30, $40, $50 or more in electric bill this winter just by simply doing that one thing. Making sure that you, check the seals and you replace those if they need them in the doors and in insulation and windows and such like that. So that's really important. Some people go crazy. Do you ever see a house where people on the inside of their home, they actually put the plastic all the way over the entire window, the whole thing, like all of it? I'm like, man, these people are serious. They really want to save on their energy bill. Hey, if you're not going to open up the window all winter long, then knock it out and do it, right?
Absolutely. And you see a lot of that with the older homes.
In
the
single pane
district, single pane, historic district, it's hard to get a good, solid, strong window.
Yep.
Yada, yada, yada.
So have your furnace or HVAC professionally serviced. Guys, for like $300, I'm telling you, whether it's selling, I have a seller now. I said to them, I was like, when's the last time you had your service, for your burners to be cleaned out for your, they were like, we don't know. I was like, all right, for under $300, call Frederick Real, Steve Schmidt over there. They're awesome. Or Dave's Mechanical, he's a client of mine. Make sure you guys call these guys and reputable, professional, local companies we like to use to come on out, because that is really important, Terry. I'm amazed with whether you have an oil burner or gas, natural gas furnace or whatever, or electric, get your coils clean and all that. I'm telling you, you should do that once a year, $300 on an average, maybe, and give or take, and depending on your systems. And I'm telling you, that will not only longevity of your life, but it runs so much more efficiently. It's safer, and the biggest thing is you save money. You will be amazed how much money you can save by making sure that you make sure your furnace and plus it runs better. So you got like 4 major reasons why it's important to do that. And as far as selling, I tell sellers, I really don't want to sell your home until you've had your HVAC or you want to have this professionally serviced. I want a receipt. I want to be able to show the buyers it's been taken care of, that you care, because it becomes mental to buyers. They're like, well, if they're not even willing to spend $300 to service their HVAC or their furnace, then like, what else are they neglecting? What else is this seller neglecting?
The fireplace.
The fireplace. So that's a big one. So the next one becomes a fireplace. Wood stove and so I have so many sellers. Terry, this is such like a broken stinking record. It's silly to me as a real estate agent. As soon as I come into a place that has, if it's a gas log kind of a fireplace, that's a little bit different because it doesn't build up creosote and all that kind of stuff that could cause chimney fires. The number one danger is chimney fires, right?
Yes, but the gas.
Tell me about the gas.
So we converted to a gas fireplace.
Okay.
And we love it. And it's click it on.
Instant heat.
It's no longer, stacking a cord of wood.
Blow on it. Let's go.
But what Mary Susan and I fell into a trap with was we got very complacent about getting the fireplace fixed up. And I think we let it go 2 years. And we had the guy come out and there was black residue. And he said, this is very, very detrimental to your health.
Oh.
So if you have a gas fireplace, get it done every year. I mean, Mary Sue and I are now like, we're pretty good about that. And we haven't had it done yet. So Mary Susan, I know you're listening. Please remind me let's get the gas fireplace fixed. But that's a big one.
Yeah, because you could have a leak. The man, like you just hit the nail on the head because it's so easy to think, well, it doesn't build up creosote. I'm not going to have a chimney fire with a gas fireplace. Everything's fine. But you're right; it can still get log jammed up. You know, you can have a leak. It can be dangerous, and you want to make sure everything is functioning really, really well. So, and that's why it's so important to make sure, barrel law, your smoke detectors, if they're more than 10 years old, take those things down. Look at the back of them. There's going to be a date on them. You can't like sell your home. I ain't let you sell your house unless you replace them because it's law. And you got to have those replaced out and making sure it has a CO2 detector because some people don't realize that you can buy a smoke detector without the CO2 built in. And yeah, just because they're a little bit cheaper doesn't mean it's the right thing. Make sure you have the right thing and it's really, really safe. And if you don't have one of those and your smoke detectors are within 10 years old, you can buy a wall CO2 detector that you can just plug into any outlet. And remember, natural gas does what, Terry? It sinks. It doesn't rise. So in the basement or so is where you want to go ahead. The lowest point of the home is usually the safest to put those devices to make sure that it goes off an alarm if the O2's, the level exceeds what's safe. So that's a big one. You're right. But especially wood burning fireplaces, guys. I mean, come on. This is like any minute we're going to start seeing the Frederick scanner light up, and there's going to be in the next week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or whatever in the next month, a ton of chimney fires that could have been avoided. Why? Because somebody didn't want to call, Mace Energy in Smithsburg or Chimney Sweep and all these other companies that are great out there to come and professionally clean out your chimney. Here's another reason why. Not only safety for you and all that, but if you have a chimney fire, Terry, what most people don't understand is you need to pull out your insurance policy, your homeowner's insurance policy, okay? If you have a wood burning stove like I do, if you have a chimney fire or God forbid a house fire, which happens, the number one thing the adjuster, what do you think they're going to want to know about? And they're going to be the first question they're going to want to ask the home owner.
When was the last time you had this serviced?
Yeah, when was the last time? Well, I did it myself because my uncle, who's a truck driver, has a fireplace cleaning chimney sweep kit in the back of his 18-wheeler, and he let me use it.
Okay. That's why we're here.
It's Uncle Bob's fault. He let me use that, and it didn't work well enough. Here's the bottom line. Your insurance adjuster doesn't care if you cleaned it out or not. What they care about is one thing. Was it a professional company, and do you have a receipt? Well, it caught fire also. My receipt burned up just like the dog ate my homework. Well, that company that comes and professionally cleans out your chimney, they keep the receipt at their office at the professional building, the business, and they will be more than willing and likely to provide you with a receipt. That it was professionally cleaned. Here's the day, who did it, and the whole nine yards. And if there was any problems that need to be fixed. Now, the big thing we get is, well, they came back, they cleaned out my chimney, but they said there's mortar joint cracks and deterioration, and it's not safe. And they want $5,000 to put a stainless steel flue liner put into it. And I told them to go pound sand. That's stupid and crazy. Thanks for cleaning it. We're safe. No, you're not safe. Sorry, you're not safe. They just told you. They're a professional company. Well, they're not being honest. Yes, they are. They're not going to lie to you. They do a camera. They put a camera down in there, and they can clearly, that's how they look professionally at the inside of your mortar joints in your chimney to make sure. So I always recommend have that done. Like, have it done. Is your house not worth it? Like, you don't want you don't want to fight with the insurance company over the fact that you don't have it. Because if you look, Terry, in your fine print, little baby fine print in the 50 pages of your homeowner's insurance policy, I'm telling you, 9 out of 10 of them are going to say, if you don't have your fireplace professionally cleaned every year and you can't show proof, we really don't want to cover your claim because you were negligent and you didn't do what our standards say in our policy to do. Insurance companies aren't being idiots. They're just saying, hey, look, we want to lower our risk by you doing your job as a homeowner and keep up with your stuff. So that's a big one, Terry. And this is the time of the year. So I don't get paid. You don't get paid by all these chimney sweep companies out there. We're just trying to tell you the truth. Once a year, clean out your chimneys. Okay, do that. And make sure you guys service everything. The other one is the firebox. They don't just check out the chimney, Terry. But before anybody buys a house, I tell people, hey, the firebox in there, if that thing's got problems in it, that needs to be fixed. Because there again, We're trying not to have your whole house catch on fire. Thank God, 21 years, I knock on the counter right here, Terry. I've never had a client call me back and say, "You're not going to believe it. My house just burned to the ground because I didn't do what you talked about on your radio program, and I didn't do what you told me when I was buying the house." So, I think it's important to do. In fact, here's it. I care so much about it, Terry. I want somebody to give me a phone call, and I'll contribute $50 towards the cleaning of your fireplace. If you're a client of mine or you're going to buy a house with me, I'll make sure that you're safe. I'll throw $50 in because I don't want you ever calling me, and I want you and your kids and loved ones safe. So that's how much I care. How's that? Pretty good deal?
Great deal.
That's a pretty good deal. So, all right. The other big thing is smoke detectors. We talked about not just change out batteries. Make sure you change out the whole thing if it's getting up there by 10 years or whatever. Ooh, Terry, what's another thing to do before the snow starts falling?
Get a snow shovel.
Get a snow shovel, get a snow blower, right? Make sure you have in your car like a blanket, a candle, all those kind of things, safety things in your car, a new charger, one of those battery, backup chargers, so you don't have to worry about if your car's running or not, it will do it. But for your house, clean out the gutters. Big one coming up here. In the next 2 to 3 weeks, whenever all the leaves are down, when they're all done, clean out your gutters. It needs to have all that snow melt go somewhere. And I'm a nut about making sure your downspouts are clean and the extensions are on to make sure your water runs away from your foundations. So those are the top things. Terry, what else can you think about that is really, really important to make sure you have your house prepared for, winter coming up here?
I think you hit it all on the head for what I usually look at. I can't think of anything else, but I'm sure I'll be driving home going, "Oh yeah, we got to do this."
That's it. So you guys are welcome to call in. You got to make sure you let us know. We got about a minute and a half left on the program here. Terry, one of the big things, I think these are important things we covered, and I love it that we can do this because I tell you, it's about building value and giving items of value and worth to people out there that, just a good reminder and all that kind of stuff like that. So, by the way, another big thing. Thank God my boys remind me of this. I love them. Because we have a wood burning fireplace. If you do have a fireplace or any of that, I always have a fire extinguisher. Number one, you should always have one in your house, right?
Yeah.
In your kitchen. So God forbid you ever have, like if you ever have a fire in your kitchen or something crazy about like, oh no, we left the burners on too long or something. We keep one literally pretty close, not right next to it because it'd be hard to get to, but I keep a nice, beautiful fire extinguisher that's completely charged up and making sure it's in the green rather than the red. And if there, and I taught my boys, if there is ever a fire, number one, you call 911 and they'll find out where our location is without you even talking into it, because they'll know. All you got to do is say the house is on fire, send somebody right now, and then you can tackle it with the fire extinguisher. But you'd be amazed how much damage a good sized medium, not those little baby ones that are like 4 ounces, but I mean like a pretty good sized mid-grade fire extinguisher. You'd be amazed how much damage that thing will do to be able to put out any kind of fire near you in a house setting. You'll watch some YouTube videos on it. It's true. So that's smart to do. They're about $75, maybe $100 on Amazon or whatever they are. And I would say that they're worth its weight in gold to make sure that you have that somewhere you can access it and be able to get to if there's an issue. So, all right, I hope that helps you guys out. Get up there to Thermont. Happy buying and selling. Take care now. And go back in all our past programs. Terry and I are here. And you guys have an awesome day out there. Happy buying and selling. Take care now from your Frederick Real Estate Update. All right, good to see everybody. Take care. Have a wonderful weekend. We will see you next time.